I'm Trevor Alonso, and this is my review of Joker, the new standalone movie that is not connected to DCEU in any shape or form. The movie follows Arthur Fleck, a down-on-his-luck stand-up comedian who is constantly being beaten down by everyone in society. Again, this is not connected to DCEU or the new Batman movie coming out next year. The movie's themes are about mental health care and classes. The poor versus the rich, how people with mental problems are treated badly. Arthur Fleck is a struggling clown and struggling stand-up comedian with a lot of serious mental problems. One of his conditions is he has uncontrollable laughter, and he can't control it to the point where he hands out a card that says what his condition is and please hand back the card when you're done. He gets beaten by kids on the street. The public funding for healthcare is being cut. So he loses help that way, he loses help getting meds. He lives with his mother who is not all there and seems like she's really sick. That's all I can really say without giving away spoilers. Of course, we know he becomes Joker, but that's down further in the movie. That's gonna be near the end. This movie is amazing. I did like it. It does have a Taxi Driver tone to it. It takes from two movies mainly. It takes from Taxi Driver and King of Comedy, both directed by Martin Scorsese. Both are great movies. This is totally an R-rated movie, so please do not take your kids. This movie is very intense, and it's the way it should be for a Joker movie. This isn't a normal comic book movie. There is no Batman. There are hints and Easter eggs throughout the movie. I'll get to that in spoilers. He isn't full-on Joker until the third act. You do kind of root for him at the beginning, and maybe a little at the end, but in different ways. It's a very slow burn to get there. It's not like in the comic books with one bad day and all of a sudden he's a Joker. There's a bunch of chain of events that send Arthur to become the Joker. He's not the same person he was at the beginning. It's not until he commits a very horrific crime you start to see a big change in him. I do like the direction. I'm pleasantly surprised with Todd Phillips. He can direct more than just comedy. I was a little worried at first, and especially with how slow it was coming off at the beginning. And there are some cliches, but, for the overall, it's pretty good. So, without further ado, now for spoilers. If you haven't seen the movie yet, I'm about to spoil parts of it. Okay, Arthur's mom makes claims that Arthur is the love child of her and Thomas Wayne. Turns out she imagined it. She did work for Thomas Wayne, but it was revealed that she made up the whole thing. And that happens after Arthur tries to go talk to Thomas Wayne, because he thinks that's his dad. And you see it affects him that, hey, I learned this is my dad. And then he finds out that, oh, his mom's crazy. So it really affects him mentally. He does meet Bruce Wayne, who is about 8 or 9. So not Batman at all. There is a hint of the Batcave when he slides down a pole. We're pretty sure we meet Alfred for a minute. They never say his name, but he's British and he's a butler. Arthur kills 3 men on the subway. That's like his first crime. He kills them because they were beating him up. At first, Arthur is very horrified until he looks in the mirror. Then he starts to kind of turn into the Joker there. Sort of starts there and then it goes further later on. It isn't until the beginning of Act 3 where he murders a coworker and acts and becomes full-on Joker. Any Batman fan or Joker fan will notice it when it happens. And I know I'm giving away spoilers, but I don't want to give away what the crime was. But once you see it, you definitely see, okay, he is full-on Joker. And Todd Phillips says nothing is from the comics, but there is a few things directly from the comics. It's not based on a particular story. Arthur, being a failed stand-up comedian, is into Killing Joke. Also, at one point, Arthur says, I had one bad day, which is a reference to Killing Joke. And Killing Joke's main theme was, one bad day turned him into a Joker. At one point, the Joker ends up on a talk show. As he gets ready for it, he practices it, just like in the movie King of Comedy. When he's on the show, it's close to how the Joker was in the Dark Knight Returns comic book. He kills the talk show host and kisses the woman next to him. At the same time this is happening, people take to the streets inspired by a Joker dressed as clowns. A riot breaks out, and the Joker is happy to see what he's inspired. During the riots, the Waynes leave a screening of Zorro. They duck into an alley for cover because of the riots, which makes more sense on why these rich people would go down an alley. Of course, Thomas and Martha Wayne get gunned down. That's from any and all comics, right down to the pearl necklace hitting the ground. Near the end, the Joker stands on a wrecked police car in the middle of the whole riot. Everyone's cheering for him. He uses his own blood to make a smile and bask in the riot's glory. It's an amazing movie. It starts off slow, but remember, it's a slow burn. This is great for a standalone movie. I'm sure people might be confused on where it fits or connects to another movie. It doesn't at all. I would like to see another comic book movie like this, where it doesn't have any connection, very straightforward, very gritty. Who knows, we might get a sequel, so it might be connected to one movie. But as it is right now, nothing's connected to this. I give this movie a 10 out of 10 smiling Jokers. Go check it out. Thank you for watching my video.